Well, after an awfully long ride, we finally made it, haven't we? To... wherever this is. You know what? Actually, I think I've pieced it together. There was a place which only the royal family and their most loyal servants were allowed to go. A place I wasn't allowed before. Is this it? This little, relatively little estate tucked away in the woods. Days of riding away. I mean, I suppose I ought to be one of the most trusted now. After all, I know your big secret, don't I? How you doing, princess? How was the ride? I hope it wasn't too taxing. I mean, I doubt it was, all things considered, but even still, it's my job to worry about things like that. You might say it's not my job anymore, but... well, you haven't exactly hired a new knight, have you? Look, I generally have loved courting you. Really, I have. You know, you mean the world to me. And I still can hardly wrap my head around what on earth it is you see in me, and that you'd be willing to go so far as to manufacture some hidden noble line to just make it up wholesale and then tie it to me. All so that there wouldn't be a scandal when we started courting. It means a lot, but at the same time... Look, right, I know you're going to be queen one day. I know there will come a day when you rule these lands, and if I continue courting you, then one day I will be at your side as you do so, but courtly life, intrigue, politics, dresses. Never really been my thing, have they? It's not really something I'm good at, is it? No, I'm much more comfortable with steel. So, at least allow me the facade of continuing to protect you. For the sake of my own sanity, yes? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not still hung up on that. Alright? I've accepted that you are more than capable of protecting yourself. But I know you say you just love me, right? But there's a part of me, right, that really cares about being useful. And hells only know I'm shit at all this nobility stuff. I mean, we had that ball last night, right? And I felt like I was embarrassing you the whole time. I stepped on your toes 4 separate occasions throughout the night while we were dancing, and every time I felt like people were looking at us. My blade's the only thing I've really been genuinely good with. Nah, whatever. It's a learned skill, right? All this royal shit. I'll get there in the end, right? Anyways, so, big, beautiful estate with vanishingly few servants, I'll note, out in the middle of the woods that no one knows about, which I've never been permitted to visit until recently. And by recently, I mean today. So, I'm going to hazard a guess, darling, and say that it probably has something to do with the, dragon side of things, yes? It does. Well, colour me surprised. So, what then? What's the point of all this? Anything odd about the architecture? Well, I mean, it's big, right? Grandiose, even. Which, thinking about it now, is actually not particularly in line with your family's history, is it? You tend not to be needlessly ostentatious, preferring instead to commit funds to the people. So then, why this? Why something so massive and grand? You know, looking at it now, I saw a little door in the front of the manor thing. Whatever you'd call that architecturally. There was a little door, and then I thought it was in a wall, but looking at it more closely, it seems like it's a person-sized door embedded in a substantially larger door. So, is this for dragons? Like, for your other self, your other shape? Was it designed with that in mind? It's a place you can let loose and be yourself. I see. Does it feel stuffy to be trapped in a human shape for so long? Is that it? Do you feel awkward walking about on 2 legs all the time? Do you feel vulnerable without your scales? Compressed? You showed me your true self months ago now. Nearly half a year. When you saved me from those bandits. And in that time, you haven't assumed your other shape once, have you? Am I right? This place is so you can be who and what you are without fear. Is that why there are so few servants? They're only the ones that you truly trust. The ones that know the secret. I was right. Well, in that case, darling, my dear princess, let loose. I know I said some things last time you changed, but it was surprising and disconcerting when I wasn't expecting it. I mean, there were bones crunching and stuff, right? That's scary when you don't know it's coming. But I do know now, so it's no big deal, is it? Go on. I promise I won't judge you or anything. I want to be there for you and accept every part of you. Do you remember when you were carrying me and I thought you were just some monster that was trying to kidnap and potentially eat me, right? Back at that time, I commented that you had rather beautiful scales. I was being honest. I should like to see them again. If it's all the same to you, my dear princess. My dear dragon. Come on. Let yourself free. Yeah? Don't hide. Don't compress yourself down, not for my sake, not for anyone's. Let loose. You're blushing. Princess, you seem a little nervous. Why is that? You know, I suppose I slightly misspoke before. There's actually one other thing I am quite good at. I'm very good at swinging a sword. And, as I learned after we started courting, I'm rather skilled at making you blush, aren't I? Yes, I'd consider myself quite adept. Which is honestly rather comical, don't you think? I mean, when you consider the difference between the two of us, I'm just some human knight who got bested by bandits, and you are a towering, fire-breathing dragon. You are a princess and soon-to-be queen of great and terrible power, and yet, to me, you're just a little lizard, aren't you? Now go on, all right? I'm serious. Stop denying yourself. There we are. That's my darling princess. That's my beautiful dragon. How does it feel? Freeing, perhaps? Liberating, beautiful? I can see you flexing your wings. You want to fly, don't you? Well, as much as I would love to accompany you on a flight, I have to admit, I personally am actually a bit exhausted from all the riding. I regrettably lack your supernatural endurance, so... Well, if it's all the same to you, I think perhaps either I could go to bed and you could go for a fly on your own, or we could do a little snuggle. All right then. Well, in that case, how about you curl up right there, okay? And I will get in nice and close to you like this, all right? And then perhaps I'll start to gently rub those beautiful, pristine scales of yours. They really are so remarkably smooth. They're also remarkably cool to the touch. Surprising, considering the fire within. And yet, you don't necessarily seem all that satisfied, do you? I mean, you're clearly relaxed, but... The, scritches I'm trying to administer don't seem to be doing much, do they? Of course, now that I think about it, those are scales that an arrow couldn't pierce, that most swords couldn't. How much could my clawed fingers really achieve? Am I correct in that guess? Your scales are too thick to truly register my affections. Well, in that case, I believe now is about time where my two primary skill sets ought to intersect. Don't you think? What did I say those skill sets were? Let's see. It was wielding my blade and making you blush. I wonder, can a dragon in this shape blush? Or is there some other expression used to denote your interest, your agitation, that nervous energy you try to hide when we're in public? Well, your tail is thumping a bit. Are you intrigued, dear dragon? Darling princess? Well, in that case, I suppose I ought to show you, shouldn't I? I suppose I ought to show you what I mean. Easy, easy. Come now. We've both established this isn't going to do anything harmful to you, is it? No, to someone like you, this lovely blade of mine might as well be a toothpick, right? I mean, what you did to those bandits, honestly, slightly turns my stomach. Did they? Do I even want to ask this question? Ah, whatever. You can't answer. You physically can't answer right now, so it doesn't matter, does it? What did they taste like? Because that was... I mean, you really went to town on them, didn't you? Anyways, right. So... this... not a threat to you. And you know this. And you ought to also know that, well, there's no world in which I would try to slay you. You're my princess. I swore an oath to keep you safe, to any end, no matter what. And I keep my word. I would never break an oath. So, why do you think I drew my sword? It's because this is an implement which, while I do not believe it has the capacity to cause you meaningful harm, might be useful as a tool for massage. I'm serious. Can I at least try, princess? Do you trust me? Thank you. Just stay very, very still. And we'll give this a go. There we are. What do you think of that, eh? was like a purr. So then this is very positive, is it? Well, in that case, I'll have to do this more often. When we get the chance. Obviously, there's only so much we can do with our current circumstances. Seeing as how you need to hide what you are. Seeing as how there are threats that even a dragon must fear. But when we have the opportunity, I would love to put my blade to use in service of my dearest lady. You, my dearest, dearest lady. So very precious to me. You make such cute purrs when you're like this, you know? It's rather endearing. Oh, did you think you'd somehow be in charge? Once you took this shape? You seem almost offended that I'm in control, as if I'm not in control in most of our interactions. Now, I'm well aware that I was somewhat frazzled when you first revealed this shape to me, but I mean, now that I know it's you, you're just so adorable. I can hardly comprehend how anyone would be afraid of you anymore. I wager my past self deserves to be laughed at for being afraid of you for even a moment. This place is beautiful, isn't it? I'm glad you brought me here with you. It's good to get out of the city every now and then. I'm very happy to be here with you and to get to spend this time with your other shape. Getting to know all sides of you. The trees are beautiful. The flowers too. You can see the mountains in the distance. The architecture is quite nice as well. Not that I really know much about the subject, but it's certainly appealing to the eye. And, Is that some kind of training grounds? A nod. Okay, well, now I'm intrigued. But then, well, who trains here? As far as I can tell, it's just the staff and your family, yes? Oh, and we are shifting again. Bit too complicated to explain with nods and no's, eh? Alright, well, in that case, elucidate me. Yes, I do recall that you told me that, that only one of your parents was a dragon at first. The other was made royal and made a dragon, I recall. What does that have to do with this? This is where it happens, okay? You're going to need to elaborate a little bit. This is where what happens? This is where the ritual occurs to turn a human into a dragon. Okay, right. And you brought me here. Was there intention behind that, or was it just because you wanted to let loose a little bit, just for clarity's sake? Yes? Right, well, that clears things up, doesn't it? Oh, no, darling. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm just rather whelmed. In fact, one could refer to me as overwhelmed. So you're suggesting that if I agreed, you could turn me into a dragon today? Oh, well, right. I don't agree quite yet. I have things to think about, but, well, we're here all week, aren't we? So, right. Sorry, still processing, still comprehending, Okay, you know what I think? Here's what I think. I think that, I don't want to think anymore for today, actually. I think I'd like to just maybe go to sleep and think about this in the morning, once my dreams have just had time to sort it all out for me, right? I'm not opposed to the idea. All right. I really do think you're beautiful in both shapes. And there's a part of me that thinks, like, well, if I was a dragon, then I'd be strong enough to protect you again, but if I'm gonna do this, that cannot be the only reason. I would do a lot for you, darling, but if I'm going to cast off humanity, right, it has to be something I choose for me, and that means I need to think, right? Thank you for being understanding. Oh no, it's just a thought that crossed my... Do dragons lay eggs? Would I... Do you? You don't need to answer that. You know what, I'm just like considering all of the potential ramifications of this choice, and that was... They do. Okay, well, good to know. Good to know. Well, you know, I suppose if I am going to be marrying into a royal family, the question of producing an heir would become relevant eventually, so... Fascinating. And also, so much more to think about. So, here's what's going to happen, alright? Here's what's going to happen, my dearest, dearest princess. You're going to become a lizard again, right now. Alright? You're going to get all scaly and big and winged, and then you're going to curl up in the grass, and then I'm going to curl up on top of you, and then I'm going to pass out. Alright? And when I have woken up, I will likely not have an answer or even be anywhere closer to finding one, but I'll be well rested, and that's a good step. I love you, princess, but hells below, you have made my life so complicated. Oh, you're lucky. You're worth it. Now shift. I want to go to sleep. And your scales look really cozy to sleep on, so... There. Spoil me for once, princess. I love you.